Good morning. Um, I woke up late, so I was gonna do something else. I've just been real tired. It's fine. We're just gonna do more OC designs. I think I will be doing. We'll see how many of them I get to, but um, Osprey Storm, Moon Feather, and Morning Dove. Um, who are where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Who are Nettle Pools, aunts and mother. Um, Morning Dove is his mom. As well as the daughters of uh, Moon Clan's leader, Hawkstar. Um, I don't have a good picture of their mother. I was never quite sure what to do with her. Because the obvious thing is to just make her a black cat or a black tabby. Um, so originally in my mind, um, let me get started. Before I start rambling about how I did things before. Fun fact: Osprey Storm's original name was not Osprey Storm. That I changed a while ago. Um, her original name was Ripple Storm. Um, but she and I kept getting. I didn't like that her and the Sun Clan warrior Pebble Storm, who also happens to be Mossy Glow's dad, uh, their names were too close. So Ripple kept the Storm, Pebble kept Pebble. So now they're Osprey Storm and Pebble Dust. Um, but when she was Ripple Storm, I saw all three of the sisters as gray. In my mind. But that didn't really make sense, especially with how their children turn out. Because all three do end up having kids. Um, but the reason I don't have a solid design for their mom is because uh, it's actually kind of a problem with uh, Morning Dove's kits. Because I was trying to follow genetics a while ago. Um, and wouldn't you know it, two gray cats cannot, in fact, have red cats. Um, ooh, it snowed. That's fun. I always liked 2 hour delays. Well, sometimes. Sometimes it was annoying because no one shovels their sidewalks. So, and I always walked to school. It's not fun slipping and sliding. Anyway, what was I? Right. Anyway, uh, I was trying to figure out how. I never did figure this out. Whatever. My cats are genetically inaccurate. That's just how it is. The easy fix would just be to make Nettlepool's dad red. Or, like, a ginger cat. But, no. Rainfall is not a very... He needs a new name. Anyway. Sorry, I keep going off into tangents of tangents. Anyway, Rainfall is not a very red cat name, so he is very dark color. But as I changed Ripplestorm's name to Osprey Storm, her design shifted in my head. So now she's a clone of her dad. No one can truly escape the tiger clones. And Hawkstar very much looks like Tiger Star. Not so much acts. He's not evil, but I don't know what to do for but both him and his daughter are not the best intentioned. Hawkstar enjoys picking on Eclipse Clan, so they have a poor relationship at the beginning of the story. Does that work? But yeah, he's not the greatest. And Osprey definitely isn't either. Because so a major plot point is that Osprey Storm becomes leader. I've talked about what happens before, but essentially Hawkstar dies. He tries to fight and it does not go well. But hi, Icy Drift. So Moon Clan is left without a leader, and Osprey Storm, who just had a little kit that she named after her father, so little Hawk Kit. Osprey has Hawk Kit take an old hawk feather, and essentially make a sign that she should be the next leader. Very fun. That's a major side plot, essentially. Um, and Hawk Belly, which is her daughter's name, does not have the best relationship with her mom. Um, but anyway, so Osprey becomes Osprey Star. Um, because I don't know. At one point, I had it as part of my lore that StarClan. It was essentially that StarClan could see what happened, like, out under the sky, but could not see what happened, like, in dens and stuff, behind closed doors, quote unquote. I don't know if that's still part of the lore, but that would be my reason why they did not immediately reject Osprey Storm and send a new sign as to who they wanted to actually be leader. Because spoiler alert, Osprey is not good at her job. She keeps up her father's attacking of Eclipse Clan, but for a new reason. And that is because an Eclipse Clan cat killed their previous leader, so she's got more of a reason. Yeah. But other than that, she's very quick to react. Um, she part of the story I've been playing with is she's very think first, or not think first. She's very attack first, claws first, brain later, act first, think later. Which ends up essentially starting the main, like, plot of the second half of the story. Let me think. Didn't Oh, you know what? There's like 5 people here. Big spoiler plot moment. The reason that they don't go after whoever killed the leader is because she's dead. Her name, she is also Angel Wish. It's a huge plot moment that I really need to make, like, an animatic. I have like 3 songs for just that moment of her, like, snapping. I need to make it visual in some capacity, because Angel's betrayal was the first, like, big plot thing I ever wrote. I wish I could. I wish I was better at writing, because then I would write like a fan fiction, or I guess it's technically not a fan fiction because it's my story, but I would write a whole story. Um, because I need it. I need it too. I need to be able to read what's in my brain, and I need to get it out. But I am not great at writing. I'm just good at, I guess, making lore, making up stories. Maybe I could be an author if I learned how to write. But anyway, maybe I'll give it a try sometime. But Osprey Stars actions uh, lead to a lot of bad stuff happening. She essentially sets off the major plot of, or the major event of the second half of the story. Oh. I'll wait for Leo to come back before I do more plot. I don't like these legs. I'll put her in the post that her dad's in. I forgot these were supposed to be chibis. Whoops. But yeah, I do wish I could write my stuff out, because I have, let's see, I've got the story I'm talking about right now, plus a sequel, plus a prequel, plus another sequel that's not not completely finished yet. That still needs a lot of work. Plus another prequel, uh, that's more like a mini story, and it's mostly meant to set up the story for the sequel to this story, Blood and Water. This story is Echoes of the Past, also known as Fates Align, which I called it for a while, but now it's Echoes of the Past. I think I like that name. We'll see how long that sticks. But yeah, I've got a ton of stories that are just kind of trapped in my mind. Like, I know I could do it, probably, but it's not gonna be any good. I'm not very good at writing fluff into my stories. I really want to just get to the major point. But that's not as interesting to read. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll try writing a chapter. Maybe I'll do it on Toy House or something. Hello. Welcome back. We can continue the story of Osprey Star being a bad leader. Anyway, like I said, her leadership is not great. She essentially, like I said, she starts the main plot of the second half of Echoes of the Past. Because she's trying to keep everything together. Yes, I did wait for you. Anyway, because you all seem invested and I want y'all to hear. So, one of the major plot points that I'm deciding if I like or not, I think I do, is I'm trying to think of all the characters that are in that scene. So, part of the story, after Angel Wish has her freak out, Eclipse Clan is left without a healer. So Mossy Glow goes and trains that healer. One of which is not important to this part of the story, but one of the cats that Angel Wish took out was Mossy's mom, who was trying to protect Mossy Glow's sister, who was pregnant at the time, and their mom, Brindle Willow, also had a kit at the time. Oops. Angel wasn't entirely in her right mind. Anyway, so that kit, Rosie kit, essentially just has their dad, who made it out but has to live with the fact that his wife is no longer there. It's fine. Anyway, at some point while once Rosie is apprenticed, and this is after Mossy comes back to... Once Mossy comes back to Sun Clan after training, what's her name? Spring Breeze, the new healer for Eclipse Clan. Anyway, they go hunting, and Rosie Pot accidentally chases something over the border. I forget why Mossy's there. I think she was just joining to collect some herbs and just to hang out with her family. Because it's her, her, Rosy Paw, Pebble Dust, and whoever I made Rosy Paw's mentor be. I do not remember. Oh, and Stormpaw's probably there too. That's Mossy's apprentice. Anyway, Rosie accidentally chases something over the border. And knowing that there are high tensions between the clans and Moon Clan, Pebble Dust crosses the border as well to stop her. And they end up pretty much directly into the paws of Osprey Star, who, like I said, strikes first, asks questions later. And she strikes Pebble Dust down. And this sends Mossyglow into a rage. Now, Mossyglow is one of the gifted, and her power is essentially like quote unquote empathy. So when she feels strong emotions, those around her can feel strong emotions, and vice versa. Though the strong emotions of others, she's learned to not let those affect her. She has not learned how to control her own emotions, because she was told that being nice and calm is the best way to be a healer. Anyway, so Mossy goes into essentially a rage, and it can be felt throughout the cats. It scares Rosy Paw and affects their relationship for a while. Anyway, moral of the story, she absolutely slaps Osprey Star, who was not expecting that from a healer. She does not think all that highly of healers. Because why wouldn't you want to be a warrior? Anyway, she gets slapped by Mossy, who in her rage didn't realize what she was doing. And Osprey Star, stops. She's shocked that even happened. And she's got a cold look in her eyes, and she's like, "You're gonna regret that." And so she starts a war. She starts a war not only off the basis that she was attacked by a Sun Clan cat, and that a Sun Clan cat was trespassing on her territory, but also the fact that Give me a moment. My voice is... Okay. Anyway, even though it has been a good 12-ish moons at this point, no. Yeah, it's been a good, like, year since this happened, but one of her reasons for wanting to start a war with Sun Clan is that they, quote unquote, stole one of their healers. Because Nettlepool, who was the Moon Clan's gifted, he never liked being a healer. Also, he fell in love with Lightning Berry of Sun Clan. And one plot point of the first half of the story is that he eventually leaves Moon Clan and becomes a warrior in Sun Clan. There were no real problems brought up before then, because Nettlepool was just seen as a traitor. But now that there's leverage involved, Osprey Star essentially says, I won't start a war if you return every Moon Clan cat and their kin to Moon Clan, which would include Nettlepool and his children. It's essentially anyone of Moon Clan blood should be returned to Moon Clan. It would be Nettlepool and his children. What is her name? Let me find her really quick. Hailglow, and her children. And then Dusk Willow and Dawnstripe and any of their children. Dawnstripe is the deputy, so that's not gonna work. Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. You'll have to come back and watch the VOD. Anyway. There are quite a few cats of Moon Clan blood in Sun Clan. And Swan Star, Sun Clan's leader, debates for a while. They've got like a moon or two to do that, because Osprey Star is merciful. She's not going to immediately break up families. She's gonna let Swan Star think about it. So Swan Star thinks about it, and she considers, even though she would lose a good chunk of her kin, in Dawn Stripe and Dusk Willow. She would lose her kin in doing this. And Mossy Glow argues with her because, one, she doesn't want. Because, one, it's stupid. She never cared before. MoonClan has not cared in the, 40 moons that Hailglow has been there. They have not cared about their warriors, their defected clanmates. But now that it can be used as leverage, now suddenly Osprey Star cares. So they argue, and eventually Mossy Glow gives the ultimatum of, if they leave, I leave. And Swan Star tries to stop her, but Mossy essentially just says, I'm not going to be part of a clan that does not care to fight for their loved ones. And she does leave, even if Swan Star had decided not to go through with giving up the cats. Mossy leaves along with her family, which consists of Nettlepool, Lightning Berry, and their children. Plus the other cats that were going to essentially be given back to MoonClan also leave with her. And so they go to live in the Mystery Caves. It's technically on SunClan territory, but SunClan cats never go over there. Give me a moment. Anyway, so SunClan doesn't really go over to the Mystery Caves. It's poor hunting, and it's right by StarClan's Den, which is this story's version of the moon object. I couldn't call it, the moon crystal or something, because MoonClan exists. And I thought StarClan's Den would be cooler. Anyway. Give me another moment. I'm gonna have to mute. Okay, I'm back. Um, where was I? Right. So, Mossy takes really a good chunk of uh Sun Clan leaves because it's a at that point um the amount of cats that leaves, it's like in the end like a dozen or so, because not only do the cats of Moon Clan blood leave, but also their mates and other family members, because Dusk Willow and Dawn Stripe are the kits of Swan Star's sister, Ravenfrost. And so Raven leaves with her kits, um, which kind of hurts Swan Star because her sister was missing for a while. Okay, see ya, Icy Drift. Thank you for listening to my rambles, and have a good day. Um, Ravenfrost was missing for a while, but she finally got back, and now she's leaving again because she does not agree with her sister's decisions, and she's already been away from her children long enough. She does not want to lose more time with them. And some friends and others who don't agree with what Swan Star is doing also leave. Um, so yeah, there's like a dozen or so cats who join Mossy Glow. Um, in Moon Clan, cats are also leaving because after Osprey Star asks for um hi kitty cat. Got a cat. Give me a second. Okay. Um while this is happening in Sun Clan, in Moon Clan, Osprey has decided to use her power again. This time, she says that she wants anyone of traitorous blood to leave, uh, which essentially she contradicts herself and says that she wants the cats who left to come back, but their kin should leave. So that includes her own sister, her sister's uh mate, who is Nettlepool's dad. It gets awkward. That's a whole different story that maybe I will tell when I design uh, Moonfeather and Morning Dove. Anyway, so he is exiled, and his kits are also exiled, except for um, his son, Wild Strike, because Osprey Star sees potential in him. Um, anyway, yeah. So maybe I'll do a part 2 and talk about the story as I draw those protagonists. Especially since it's getting kind of late, or I have to hop off soon. But essentially, the cats who leave and join the whole group are those who leave with Mossy Glow, um, those who disagree with Osprey Star, and also those who are exiled by her. And then in Eclipse Clan, their gifted cat, Dove Water, or Dove Paw. I have to think about the timeline again. Dove Water goes. She gets a sign that she's supposed to go meet up with the other gifted cats. So she and Comet Fall, or whatever I decided to name her, who is Angel Wish's sister, they go to join the gifted crew. And then they win, or something. I will talk about the important stuff in that, I guess, tomorrow. Or whenever yeah, you know what? Tomorrow I'll design, I'll try to design Night Feather, Dove Water, Storm Eyes, and Fern Holly. Let me finish this girl quick. Technically, all those cats already have designs. I'd just be redesigning them. That's too red. But they do need redesigns. They haven't been redesigned in a long time. But they are essentially StarClan's replacement protagonists for the story. I'll talk about them tomorrow. I'm gonna finish her design up, and then I'll end stream for the day. So yeah, Osprey Star does eventually end up dying, when StarClan refuses to give her more of her lives, but that's not until the sequel. So they deal with her for like another 8 or so years. Ish. I haven't really decided yet. I, I forget whether she loses her life in the time skip or whether she's still. No, she is still leader by the time Dead Kit is born. Because the next leader, it would not make sense at all for her to allow Dead Kit's name to be changed to Dead Kit. But she doesn't survive very long after that happens, so. And she definitely does not have a good time during all that because daughter her daughter leaves. Hawkbelly is out as soon as things calm down from the war. Hawkbelly is out. Anyway. Here's Osprey Storm in all of her glory. And that will be the end of stream for today. So, I thank you for watching, and I will continue with more lore tomorrow. So, yeah. Bye-bye.